When you imitate in a wrong way, what happens? You will get a life like that. There's no doubt in that. Because if you imitate the great lives of Arahants, if you could become Arahants one day, in the same way, if you imitate dogs, you will become a dog. Learn the Sutta if you don't trust me. Live like a divine being during this time period. Life can end at any time. Now we hear about Halloween parties and all these things. They're just imitating. They're just pretending like ghosts and then try to scare others. When you give fear to others, what would you get? In return, you will get fear. Human beings, very few living beings became humans, while majority has become animals, demons. You reap what you sow, remember. You reap what you sow. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai. Dear children, dear devotees, are you interested in learning about stories of ghosts? Stories of ghosts? Well, stories of ghosts are exciting and also fearful. After you learn, after you watch haunting movies and scary movies, sometimes you find difficult to sleep even. Some children, when they get scared, when they watch, they are so eager to watch scary movies, but after they watch, they on lights and then they sleep. And then in the middle of the night, they scream, they yell, and sometimes they go to their parents' room and sleep. Not even children, even adults do the same thing when they get scared. They need someone to be with them to overcome their fear. Well, what's there to get scared for ghosts? Actually, who are these ghosts? Are they real, or is it just something that we have heard, or is it just a myth, or is it just limited for movies? No. Ghost stories are not limited for movies. Ghost stories were well taught with great wisdom, with great realization about ghosts. Our Blessed One, the Supreme Buddha, taught about ghosts very well. It's not just ghosts who are existing forever. It's not just ghosts become ghosts. It's not just ghosts appear as ghosts. It's not just ghosts are forever existing in this world. So, human beings are becoming ghosts. Human beings, after they give up this body, if they have lived in a way that they could become a ghost, they will be born among ghosts. So what's the nature of ghosts? So what's the nature of these non-human beings? The nature of these non-human beings, they are living with so much fear. And then they are very thirsty and they feel hungry so much. And they don't have anyone to help them. So these ghosts, they depend on the good things we do. Don't forget that. These ghosts, they don't have farming, no crops, they can't exchange things just like we do. No employment. So, from the stories of ghosts, from this wonderful book from Petavattu from Kuddaka Nikaya, today I'm going to teach you the first part. The topic is like a field. You know what a field is? It can be a paddy field. Okay? So, Arahants are like fertile fields. Who? Arahants. Now we all know who Arahants are, right? Who are Arahants? So Arahants are free from lust, anger and delusion, not like us. They are free from a defiled mind. Like their minds are not agitated like Arahants' minds are unshakable. You can't change their mood. Very simple. Arahants' lives, like now our mood, anyone can change, right? But Arahants, like you call it the mood, you can't change it because their mind is undefiled. Like it can't, their minds cannot be shaken by others. So that's a great life, right? So do you expect a life like that? Or you want to like suffer and feel sad and show your sadness to others? No. So Arahants are like fertile fields. They are free from lust, anger, delusion. In the same time, they are fertile fields. What's the nature of a fertile field? The nature of a fertile field is when you put a seed, it will grow very well. It will give a good harvest. That field will provide a good harvest. We will have a lot of fruits, and the farmers will gain a lot of benefits out of it. So givers are like the farmers. Arahants are like fertile fields, and givers are like farmers. So, and what they offer is the seed. You know, what are we talking about? We talk about Arahants. Arahants are like a field, givers are like farmers. And when you give something to the great Arahants, like you offer food, right? You offer water, you offer shelter, offer robes, then you offer medicine. So that's like planting a seed in a field. So who plants the seed? It's a farmer. When they scatter the seeds in a fertile crop, in a fertile field, what happens? The plants will grow very well and will have great fruits. Do you understand this simile? Okay, great. Then the combination of these three will produce a fruit of merit. Not just mangoes and rice and grains. This combination, when lay devotees get together with monks, and when they go and offer something to the great Sangha, to great Arahants, the result is not mangoes or rice or bananas. The result is merit. Merit is something that cannot be stolen by others. Merit is something that will be with us like a friend, right? Merit is something that will be like a shadow with you. That shadow will never leave you. So don't you like to accumulate something like a shadow? All the other things will not be like a shadow, right? So merit is something like a shadow. And the seed, the planting of the seed and the field are helpful to the givers and their departed relatives. So these ghosts, these departed relatives, that means the ones who die while we are alive. People die, right? Sometimes now during this pandemic, a lot of people died. Some children lost their parents, some parents lost their children, parents lost their parents, like small children lost their grandparents. So after they die, their birth can happen in any place. It could be among devas, it could be among brahmas, it could be among animals, it could be among ghosts, right? It could be among the beings who are born in the hell, right? There's a variation. We see various kinds of living beings. So when we do good things, when we offer something to the Sangha, the farmers, like the devotees who are like farmers, they are also benefited. And the people who have passed away, those ghosts or whoever it is, will be also benefited when you give something to the Sangha, to the great Arahants. Now we hear about Halloween parties and all these things. They're just imitating, they're just pretending like ghosts and they try to scare others. What would the relatives of them who have passed away will think? Those ghosts, will they get anything by just having Halloween parties? When you imitate like ghosts, what happens? That will lead you to a bad karma. And in next life when you are born, when you imitate in a wrong way, what happens? You will get a life like that. There's no doubt in that. Trust me. I'll tell you, one day, have you heard of a disciple called Kujjuttara? Kujjuttara is a hunchback. And she was born in a very low caste family. She had to work as a slave, as a servant. You know why she was hunchback? One day she saw Pacceka Buddha and she imitated, and that Pacceka Buddha was hunchback. She imitated that Pacceka Buddha, took a walking stick and showed how that Pacceka Buddha walked. And then she was hunchback for 500 lives. That is imitating a virtuous person. Some people, they imitate like they see people who are deformed. After seeing people who are deformed, the people who are not deformed, they imitate those deformed people. What happened? The people who are imitating and living and pretending and then decorating and then dressing and then who are imitating and showing how others look like from various clothes and with their behavior, they will also get a life like that. Because if you imitate the great lives of Arahants, if you could become Arahants one day, in the same way, if you imitate dogs, you will become a dog. That's a beautiful sutta. Learn that sutta if you don't trust me. Kukkuruvatiya sutta. Kukkuruvatiya sutta. One day, one person came to the Buddha. That person pretended like a dog, acted and behaved like a dog. So he was thinking, if I give pain to my life and if I act like a dog, I would attain Nibbana. And the other person pretended like a cow. So they both went to the Buddha and asked, Bhante, we have been doing this ascetic practice, for a long time. And they were talking about each other and they were telling their ideas. And one person asked, Bhante, Blessed One, this person has been practicing this for a long time. Will he attain Nibbana? Then Buddha said, let's keep aside this topic. Let's talk something else. Then again he asked. Then second time Buddha said, no, we'll talk something else. But for the third time he asked. Then the Blessed One said, since you're asking me, now I'll tell you. The one who pretended and the one who imitated like a dog will become a dog. The one who imitated like a cow will become a cow. This life is so precious. To become a human being, just think from, if you believe in science, if you believe in normal calculation, just think the number of human beings who are living in the human world and compare the number of human beings to the animals. Human beings, very few living beings became humans, while majority has become animals, demons. Why? They behaved in past lives like animals and demons and ghosts. We were born as human beings due to a past, to a great, huge merit done by us. For sure not by imitating ghosts and animals. Not like living and not like having qualities of animals and ghosts. For sure having divinely qualities and human qualities. What are human qualities? What are human qualities? Abstaining from killing living beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from telling lies, abstaining from taking alcohol, intoxicating drinks and drugs, abstaining from gossip, abstaining from idle chatter, abstaining from harsh speech, abstaining from a wrong livelihood, abstaining from wrong views, abstaining from having wrong views. And then, and also abstaining from being jealous, abstaining from being greedy, abstaining from being selfish, abstaining from being lazy. So human beings should abstain from these evil things and concentrate and focus on wholesome. No matter what, like you might like to drink and dance and to enjoy, but this drinking and dancing, criticizing others and making fun out of others, using this valuable human life just to pretend as a ghost, just to imitate a ghost and just to like show you are paralyzed, like some they rap, like some they pretend like they have met an accident and their bodies like they wrap their whole body with with bandages and with plasters and pretend and go to Halloween parties. They will one day, what will happen? Unnecessarily they will have to, really in real life, they will have to wrap their body with a bandage like that and suffer a lot. You reap what you sow, remember. You reap what you sow. So when you can reap good things, when you can, it's like, think of a neem tree. If you plant a neem tree, the branches, leaves, everything is bitter. But if you plant a sugarcane tree, it's very sweet. So don't you like to reap something sweet to your life? Don't you like to reap something sweet and pleasurable and comfortable for your life? So help others, have compassion towards others. Don't try to frighten others. And then in Halloween parties, you are giving fear to others. You are threatening others. When you give fear to others, what would you get? In return, you will get fear. Therefore, you are showing a wrong example to the world. Even the future, even the young children, maybe in another 10 years who see these things, they will also waste their life like this. Why not just dedicate this year to give up Halloween parties, live like arahants, show to the world, tell the world that we are no more ghosts. We don't want to imitate like ghosts. Even like when there's still time remaining for us to behave like human beings, why should we behave like ghosts? Why should we behave like demons? Why should we pretend like ghosts and demons and like people who are wounded? Let's not give fear to others. Let's give no fear to others. Let's, even it is difficult in a society like this, when like the whole society is like going in a wrong side, let's at least one person join with this amazing great teachings of the Supreme Buddha and swim up currents and once and for all overcome these problems, and not to have thoughts like this, gaining fun out of these insignificant things, but enjoying great bliss, enjoying great happiness by giving, by sharing, and by supporting the poor, and by caring the poor, and by caring your parents, and by caring your loved ones, and by giving no fear, and by living like a divine being, not like a ghost. Live like a divine being during this time period. Life can end at any time. Therefore, be heedful. Be great farmers. When the noble Sangha is present in this world, don't neglect them. Don't lose the association of the great Sangha. Offer dana to the Mahasangha. It's like growing a great seed in a great crop that will give great fruits to your life. That is a great merit. So in that way, even if you, in that way, the departed relatives will also be benefited during this time period when people are celebrating Halloween parties. If you can give dana to the Mahasangha and tell this is how you spend a season like this and how you could really look after the departed relatives and look after yourself and be an example, a good example to the world, and enjoy a happiness that is lasting, that you would never regret, and have a happy life. Namo Buddhaya. Theruvan Saranai.